Welcome back in, everybody, to the third and final here, getting ourselves underway between Team Spirit and One Move and One Move. Um, yeah, we didn't believe, we didn't believe in the potential there of One Move to come through in that second game, and now we look like the fools. But really good showing though from One Move in that second game, just to get themselves, buy themselves that time, get themselves to the point where Munkushi was able to just look unkillable. And yeah, you were saying about Team Spirit, Yatoro, every time he tried to come in, the itemization wasn't great. He wasn't able to survive with the rest of his team. Looking through into this third and final game here from Spirit, do you think they go back for the Alchemist, or do you think they're going to go for something they're a little bit more comfortable on? Because both the AM and the Alchemist, something a little bit different here from Spirit. Do you think that Yatoro might go back towards saying, oh, just pick me the Terrorblade, just pick me the Terrorblade?
A lot is on the line, so I don't think Team Spirit are going to be risking losing to a team that should be considered the bottom of the pack, right? Maybe not bottom two, but bottom four, right? So the top four would be Bedboom Spirit, Hellraisers, and then Virtus Pro, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I think they're gonna be approaching it a little bit differently right now because you don't want to lose. But also last time in the last tour, it was also week 1, and it was Spirit versus One Move in week 1. They won game number 1, lost game number 2, and almost lost game number 3. So if I was them, I wouldn't want to be put in that situation again.
Yeah, and coming through now as well. We saw that One Move. Do you let the Abaddon through first and foremost if your Team Spirit, or is that one of those heroes now that just for this series you're like, no, no more, we don't see it again?
I don't think. I mean, Abaddon is strong, but I just don't see it as especially don't see it as a let's ban it in the first phase type of hero. So
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that there's a good chance that we see it again. But who knows? It's not something that you're just gonna instantly pick because the Abaddon wasn't the main part of winning that game. It was super strong in the later portions of the game. It was super strong at holding the bottom part of the map for a long time. But there are other heroes that can come out ahead there. And to be honest, Spirit had so many single target spells, so that's what made Abaddon so strong. You saw in the mid game, he wasn't doing much damage, but he was just being annoying with the Radiance and keeping everybody alive with the Aphotic Shield. So it just ended up being a perfect game for the Abaddon, and with the buffs that the Radiance was given, he was given to his attack speed or attack rate, whatever. It was just, let's pick this guy. It's gonna be amazing.
yeah. I'm just looking through the last series they played as well. Up against who was that on? Up against Hydra, and both of these teams came up from Division. No, it was Navi, wasn't it? That came up from that were Puck Champ that came up from Division 2. So One Move, just looking through. So they did go for something a little bit more classic with the draft up against Hydra. So the Ursas, the Spectres, the Nagasarans coming out. So they do look comfortable here. And you've talked about as well, Munkushi being that driving force on the side of One Move. So looking into this, even if the Abaddon goes down, they've got a wide spread of heroes that they can pick from. So Team Spirit, in terms of bans, I guess you're not looking to ban out up against Munkushi solely. You're looking to play around your own draft. But do you expect because I mean the Shadow the Shadow Fiends as well, a popular hero that we just don't seem to be seeing coming through after that little change. Is that a hero that you might expect to see in this third match as well, coming out from Spirit?
If there was a Shadow Fiend, I'd be more surprised to see it on Spirit than on One Move, because it has been a very big hero for Munkushi. But when it comes to drafts here, I don't know if much is gonna change. It seems to me that Spirit have a plan when they're approaching teams that they feel like they can beat easily, right? And One Move probably falls into that category. I'm not saying that they're underestimating them, but they're definitely a better team currently. Might not be so in the future. So what they do and what they have been doing for the last 4 months, 5 months, it was the Christmas show, it was the Comic Zone, it was the DPC, the Major, everything. They would always open up with the Rubik and their offlane, right? They would do something like that. They would open up with those two, or Rubik Undying, something along those lines, and then they would make a draft around it. And that's something that they're pretty good at, but it is not a surprise to their enemies. So what they're doing is they're playing something they're confident at, that everyone is used to. They're not going to be revealing too much, and then they add a hero or two just to test it out, right? And they've been doing that in competitive games as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if Team Spirit stays with that kind of an approach, because it's actually genius, right? You're not revealing anything to your stronger opponents, and you're actually strong enough to fight against a team like One Move, who are not to be underestimated. But with that, you should be able to beat them.
Yeah, do you expect them One Move? Do they let the Rubik through then because they know what they're coming up against and they're prepared to play up against it? Is that why they've let Spirit have it the past couple of matches?
I don't know. If I was a captain, I'd never ban out the Rubik. That's just the case. I would always leave it in. I'd say, guys, this hero is not like ultra powerful, especially now with some of the nerfs, right?
Yeah.
So it's a hero that you can always play against. It's a great addition to any lineup, but it's a hero that you can always play against. If you're afraid of the Rubik, you're gonna be letting through something that's gonna crush even more. Let's say like a Broodmother, that even with the slight nerfs, still is a hero that you don't want to play against.
Yeah, and I suppose, I mean, the Broodmother did the Broodmother get any changes? I got it in my head that the Broodmother got some changes, but
Yes.
I'm saying that confidently, and yeah. So looking through, I mean, did get a little bit of a decrease. You know, the nerfs that weren't massive because again, it was only a letter patch, so it doesn't completely decimate the hero. So the Brood's still in a strong position coming through into this draft. You know, the IO being banned out there as well, most of the time. Why is it the IO is getting removed so often though?
Well, that is an interesting one. I think IO right now, IO is always a good competitive hero. That is one thing to make clear. When people are not exactly sure what they want to play, and when IO can kind of put you in a position that a hero was pre-nerf, you're gonna just have the advantage of playing a pre-nerf hero the way that you're used to, and the way that you're moving around the map, and your timings are gonna be the same, right? So that's one of the reasons that IO is great. Plus, you know, Treant Protector not there any longer, so you have who's the second best protective hero? Well, it's the IO now. He's the best defensive hero, because there's no Treant Protector any longer, or he's not as strong as he used to be. So those are, you know, those kind of reasons are always gonna be impacting it. And also when it comes to you talking about the Brood, I mean, the nerfs, you could say that they're significant, especially because the Brood has gotten nerfed over and over again slightly. But the reason we're coming back to yet again, what sets the meta is not necessarily the strength of a hero. It could be, but not necessarily that. It's the way that people want to move, it's the other heroes that want to be played, it's how the teams are approaching moving around the map, and Brood kind of ticks all of those boxes still, even with the nerfs coming through.
With the IO as well, because I mean, like I say, it is for this series at least. It's been one of the first bans. You see the Lash going there as well, the Brood being taken away. But the IO, I mean, there are still answers. You've got like the Phoenix and the Spirit Vessel, Dry Ranger Shard coming through. Are they just not in a good position at the minute to try and deal with that IO?
I mean, they are. They are in a solid position. We even saw an AA, right? So it's not impossible. It's not impossible to deal with the IO. It's just that you don't necessarily want to pick those heroes just for that reason, right? So it could be a bad game for Drow Ranger, and you pick it for dealing with the IO, and suddenly you're in a very uncomfortable position.
Okay. Well, getting into this third game here, at least into the draft, and we're going to see that it is going to be, once again, the Eng coming out, the opening, pretty similar here. You know, the Rubik coming through for Team Spirit, and then One Move, they go for that, the tiny Eng coming through. Again, the block pick potential up against the Beastmaster. So Team Spirit, do they want to pick that offlaner right off the bat? And if they do, is it going to be that Centaur once again?
If I was Team Spirit right now, the way I would like to adjust to get something, it can kill the Enchantress. Perfect.
Yeah.
It can kill the Enchantress. It is an offlaner. Doesn't have to be. It can be a mid laner. It can be 5. It doesn't really matter. But it can kill the Enchantress no matter if you're under-leveled, under-farmed with the Primal Beast, you trample the Enchantress, you don't care about the Untouchable, then you kill it. In the previous game, they could not kill the Enchantress if Laurel doesn't come over. Now, immediately they're gonna have probably an offlaner that is going to be able to deal with it laning wise as well as the game continues. So I like it.
Yeah, and like you say, the ability from the Primal Beast to get the kill onto the edge, because we saw it time and time again in the last game. The fights, Team Spirit, they engaged onto the edge. She popped the Nature's Attendant, she got the heals off, forced staffed away, and all of a sudden this hero was unkillable. It just turned around from a distance, throwing out the impetus damage as well. And Spirit just had to retreat from it. And Edge, I think there was one time in the fight before the base was broken where she bought back. And Spirit looked okay in control, but for the most part, yeah, they just could not kill this hero. So yeah, Primal Beast, like you say, being able to get the trample off, being able to get the pulverize off as well onto the edge, controlling these fights and get these kills onto to Spirit should be in a better position coming into this up against one move than the Centaur stomp into the hoping that the Force Staff doesn't come out before the Meteor Hammer lands.
Now people are like, yeah, no one cares about the Death Prophet any longer. She lost some stats, so she's easier to kill, and that is probably the case. If you remember game number 1 when they TP to the mid lane, not only were they overfarmed, but of course those stats are gonna come in handy, and the DP dies barely, so probably maybe would have survived with those extra stats there. But yeah, one move showed that they are very confident on the hero, that they can play it on multiple positions, and Team Spirit just don't want to deal with it any longer, because now they got the constant output of magical damage to kill the Enchantress, but constant output of magical damage is not good for DP. You need burst, so you just get rid of it.
Yeah, and one move take out the DK there as well. So maybe thinking that, Spirit, if they're looking for this Primal Beast in the off lane, then they want to go for something that's a tower taker. The DK with the buff to the Meteor Hammer now as well. So the Dragon Tail gets a stun duration time for you to get the Meteor Hammer off. Good tower pusher as well with the Dragon Form anyway, so would be able to cause some havoc. And one move, they're just like, again, big tanky heroes, so you don't really have, at the minute, I mean, you only have your supports, but maybe not looking towards those burst heroes that deal with the Dragon Knight. So at the minute, one move we just want to take it away. The anti-mage gets taken away as well from Spirit. So Yatoro not going to be able to play this in the third and final. But Spirit, they take away the Timbersaw once again. They even take out the Ember Spirit. So no Ember Spirits today for us. And just not going to be seeing that hero because, again, still a really strong hero, like you were saying as well. The map not really changing. The hero is good throughout. It's a comfortable hero for people to sit on anyway. But we are going to see the Storm Spirit here for one move.
Yeah, so they're the ones that go for the Storm relatively early. And you're up against the Rubik. So once you zip in, you could get lifted up. This is kind of dangerous, if you ask me. I think it gives a lot of chances for Spirit to respond. Though, when you look at the bans from one move, you could say that they prepared for it quite nicely. No AM, no puck. Like, is there a hero that really helps you deal with the Storm that well? Well, those two are at the top.
Would you... Yeah, no. The lockdown, obviously, the damage coming through from the Mana Void onto the Storm Spirit mid-fights when he's out of a hell of a lot of mana, and the puck with the control with the Dream Call before the Storm Spirit gets that BKB off. So, Spirit in the mid lane, I mean, they could wait. I mean, they don't have that final pick again. It is going to go to one move, but they know what they're going to be playing up against in the mid lane. So, are you looking for something that can match the aggression? You mentioned the Queen of Pain before. Maybe something like the Bat Rider that's still popular as well. What is it you want Team Spirit to look towards for Lel in this mid lane?
Those two that you mentioned are actually quite nice. It's a lot of magical damage, again, that's going to help you kill the Enchantress once she's invading your jungle, once she's being annoying. And they actually lane pretty well against the Storm Spirit. Later on, they might not be as good, but when it comes to the laning itself, you should do well, especially with the Bat Rider. Storm can deal with the Bat, but you make one misstep with your Remnant, it gets hit by creeps, and he gets on top of you, then you really suffer.
Yeah, and I mean, Spirit are taking the time to think about this here as well. So, maybe considering those heroes, or maybe even looking towards, again, you already know what your mid lane, so it isn't the worst time to pick up this mid laner here for Spirit if that's what they want to do.
They will. I think they will. They see the two supports, they see the mid laners, so anyone who's going to be trafficking around the mid lane, you're gonna know about it. So you already know there's a Storm, and you already know there's two supports that are good at securing the runes, and they're gonna go for the Void Spirit. And I haven't seen Laurel play this for a very long time. I don't know if he played it in Spirit at all, but it is actually quite a decent hero against Storm, especially when you have a Rubik. He lifts him up, you have the Ether Remnant, you do actually a solid amount of burst damage later on, so you can kill him. And your laning phase, yeah, Storm is good against melee heroes, but Void Spirit is this type of hero that doesn't really lose the lane.
Yeah, has the protection, has the ways to, even if you can't come in for the last hits with the melee hit, he's got the ways to take the range creeps down. Got the dive away as well. So the Void Spirit has some protection built in, like you say,
Radiant team
not a
pick.
melee hero in the sense of, oh, I like this. Telekinesis into the blast off. I love this up against the Storm Spirit before he gets that BKB. The long silence from the techies. How's the Storm Spirit going to be able to get away?
It's gonna be a tough one. I like that the techies is coming out. I don't remember if they played it.
10
The Spirit
seconds
played it
remaining.
on the major, but they didn't play it in the previous tour, the
5
techies.
seconds
And I watched
remaining.
one of their vlogs. If you guys don't know, they usually have vlogs when
Team
1, 2, or 3
spirits,
series have
turn
passed,
to battle.
and then they show us like their thoughts, how they communicated and stuff like that. And Mira was asked like, "Do you have any new heroes on position 4 that we're gonna see?" And he was like, "Yeah, I don't really, because there are no position 4s new ones that are being played right
10
now."
seconds
Though,
remaining.
and the guy was like, "Yeah, maybe you don't want to reveal." He's just like, I don't care. Like,
5
I have been
seconds
trying out
remaining.
techies, so we are probably gonna be pulling that one out at some point. So I'm very glad that we're gonna be seeing it now.
Yeah, and again, you've got the Team Spirit lineup. It's set for this. The amount of control already with the pulverize, telekinesis, like you say, the remnant drag back from the Void Spirit there as well. Not only does it set up for the blast off from the techies, but you've got that area denial. The Monkey King, wants to come in, drop that Wukong's command. But if you have the red mines going down from the techies, the proxy
Radiant
mines,
team battle. Team
even the
spirits,
taser,
turn
if the
to
Monkey King's coming
ban.
in close to chase you down. I mean, the taser's a little bit of a tricky one to get off because obviously the long timer on it, but the techies pickup, I really like this here. Again, more burst damage up against the Ench to try and get that quick kill onto the Ench before the nature does a tendency to get too much of a heal out.
10
So
seconds
Spirit,
remaining.
good blow up potential on the draft so far.
Yeah, and
5
no
seconds
high
remaining.
HP heroes on one move, really. They rely on surviving through physical damage, right? So they have a
Radiant
lot of
team
armor,
back.
they are hard to hit, and they are mobile. But if they get caught, they get blown up. So Team Spirit, they're gonna have a solid time. They're gonna ban out the Lycan and the Enigma, and really one move are in need of a hero that pushes the tower and controls the area. And those are the zoo
10
heroes, but
seconds
the
remaining.
Beastmaster is still in the pool, so you could go for that one if you want to.
5
Yeah,
seconds
and
remaining.
would you then, I mean, Team Spirit, what would you look to? I mean, again, Spirit don't have that last pick, so one move can respond to anything they pick up. So if you're looking at Yaturo's hero here, what are you thinking along the lines of for Team Spirit?
So Ursa would be okay, because you need a way to take Roche, and that is good.
Yeah.
If it was some other team, I never would have recommended this one, but a Sven seems solid,
Okay.
right? Because you would have a nice way to run out of the Wukong's command while surviving with the war cry. That is a hero that he himself likes to play. The problem with both of those heroes is that they could be countered by something like Veno Viper
Team
and stuff like that, and I
spirits,
wouldn't be
turn
surprised
to
if they go
pick.
for it. But the Ursa is gonna be banned out.
Yeah, one move, take that away. Are you looking for something? Again, the Sven, good suggestion, but something that's got a stun. Well, yeah, I suppose the Sven does with but something that's got a stun that enables the techies in this lane. Because I'm assuming
10
this is going to be the
seconds
techies
remaining.
5. So we see the Slarks already ban out, so there's no pounce,
5
no
seconds
lockdown there
remaining.
to help the techies out. Is there something? I'm just trying to think off the top of my head what they could go
Radiant
for here
team
that
pick.
enables the burst damage here. Okay, going to be the morph.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the Rubik laning with the morph, unless they want to put Mira,
Oh, do you
because
think
I don't think Miposhka plays the techies. That's the
Oh, okay.
thing.
Okay.
So even though he's very versatile, I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be Mira on the techies and Miposhka on the Rubik. At
10
least coming back
seconds
to
remaining.
those vlogs that they make and what Mira
Yeah.
was saying.
5
Morphling is
seconds
just
remaining.
a solid hero when it comes to getting heroes down fast in terms of both physical and magical damage. And Team Spirit, they have magical damage, but then they don't have physical damage, because that's where the Morphling kicks in. And he's not really a hero that gets easily countered in lane. You don't really think, oh, they're gonna pick this hero and the Morphling is gonna get crushed. No, not really. He's gonna be fine.
Okay, and one move, 30 seconds left. And looking for the offlaner, would you still, are you still leaning towards a Beastmaster, that tower taker here up against the morph in the lane?
I'd be fine with the beast, but you can go either way. You could even go for a Mars. You can go for a Blink Initiator.
Choose your
I
hero.
was not expecting that. It seems like every single time they see an agility hero, they want to go for the Dark Seer, and Yeah, I just haven't been given the confidence by Afterlife's Darkseer. He had a great performance in terms of 2 days ago, later on in the game, but he was still very much underfarmed. The way that I want to see a Darkseer being played out is that you get your first item and you're just buffing up everyone you're running towards the enemies. But one move are gunning more for let's get into the late game with the Darkseer, and I think that Team Spirit has a lineup to not allow that to happen. So that's why I'm kind of, not really feeling the Darkseer from one move. If Afterlife would have had better lanes in the past and better early mid game, I would be fine. But he just hasn't shown me that that currently he or his team in general are capable of making the game look like that. Later on, his spell usage on this hero is amazing, but you need to get there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the combo that One Move have with the Wukong's Command, the wall coming out of the vacuum. If you can get a good avalanche off, even if the Storm Spirit gets an Ags at some point there for the AoE Vortex. So if they can get all these, the synergy going on the fights and pull that off and get these heroes on the side of Spirit locked down, there is some good anchor potential here on the side of One Move. Great fight potential with the wall, with that Wukong's Command. But it's just whether they get to that point where they are going to be able to enable this fight. And meanwhile, on the side of Team Spirit, like you say, the control coming out, the amount of rotation of the Void Spirit as well, being able to rotate off the lane, get a quick kill, get himself back into the mid lane. There's no real tower threat I see from the side of One Move, whereas on the side of Team Spirit, you've got the techies that can do a little bit. You've got the Morphin with the right-click potential there as well, to try and do damage to the towers. So Spirit, if they can get a good start, which they might be aiming towards, I think they just take this game from under One Move's feet.
I think all three of the games were kind of the same. Late game, it would be one move would be overwhelmingly strong, but early game Spirit should be able to take it. We'll see if one move can actually delay it this time as they did in the previous one.
Yeah, but before we get into it, guys, we do have a word from our sponsors over at EGB, so check it out.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
Welcome back to the third and final of the first series, and we'll see how this one's going to kick off. Hurry, we see smokes coming through again. Gilga just walks himself right up, sees Lal, throws out the high five, just teasing up against the Void Spirit. But is there any lanes? Oh, in fact, there's actually going to dive in from Collapse here. He wants to come straight in with the onslaught, so not even going to go for the trample at level 1. He might put himself in a really bad position, though. The ward is down. They have the vision over the Primal Beast, but Primal Beast, he's pretty tanky himself with the 4 armor here as well. He's got himself that wind lace, so he's got that extra movement speed and just looking to, again, keep himself away. And it looks like the disengage comes out. So, in terms of lanes, coming into this third and final game, how are you expecting them to go?
It's not going to be easy for Spirit, right? You need to be patient if you're Spirit. That's the case. So the first couple of levels should be top lane relatively even. Everybody farms bottom lane. Collapse and Mira resort to shenanigans and harass Munkushi. So you can't really say how the lanes will go. At like 4 minutes, we'll see. If Spirit are able to keep their composure until like 4 minutes and then strike on this bottom lane, I think that's the best they should be gunning for. But overall, the real action in this game starts with second, third power rune when the Spirit start moving. When Laurel and Aincrad start moving around the map. Because both of these guys want to be slightly greedy, and then with the second or third power rune, that is when we'll see the things start to break apart. But it should be relatively patient with constant pokes and harasses, not really big engagements.
Yeah, and you can see the odds on the screen. EGB do still favor Team Spirit here. A little bit of a boost though on the odds for One Move, and in fact, Team Spirit, I think the last game was close to just straight up 1-1. So a little bit there on Team Spirit that maybe One Move, maybe they do get the edge, and just under 4 for One Move in terms of odds. So EGB showing what they think of this match, and yeah, I still think that the fight potential from Team Spirit, I mean, I said that last game as well, the Remnant actually doesn't connect onto Aincrad, but the fight potential, I think Spirit can get going a little bit quicker. But like you say, in the late game, One Move, if they find the items, there's no reason they can't be winning these fights.
It depends. Spirit doesn't have constant output of damage without the Morphling. They only have burst. So let's say if the Darkseer would get an early mech in this game, early pipe or something along those lines, and he prevents his heroes from dying, then early fights could go for one move. And that is what I'm saying. That is how I like the Darkseer to be played, and what I'm kind of hoping for Afterlife.
Mid lane, though, you can see that on the top, Lol is taking a whole lot of damage if you look at his health bar here. In the bottom lane, it looks like, I mean, Collapse is doing all right. He has to worry about the right clicks coming in from Munkushi again. Munkushi with the Jingu Mastery trying to proc that off. And Collapse, he just has to be careful about how far forward he's just come in. But he will be able to get himself away with the Onslaught, because unless the Balance Strike comes out from the Monkey King, there's nothing to stop Collapse from just being able to run himself away.
Okay, so Larl picked the Void Spirit into a Storm, and he's getting demolished. Sure, the Storm is stronger than melee heroes, but this is a little bit too much for a hero like a Void Spirit, who always has the spells to secure a creep, and he only has 8 compared to the 16 of the Storm.
Yeah, and like I said in the draft, the Resonant Pulse just to try and secure those range creeps, but it looks like at the minute, Inkrad, he knows this. He's just looking to get aggressive with the Vortex coming out of the Remnants there as well, and Lol, he's taking so much punishment coming out from the Storm Spirit in this mid lane. So not skilling up the points into Dissimulate means that if he gets dragged back by the Vortex, even with the 2 points here into the Resonant Pulse, just has to walk himself on foot and get himself away while taking right clicks and magic damage from Inkrad.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons Storm is so good. Oh,
yeah.
Actually, top lane, Tiny's in trouble. He's gone.
Yeah, Yasuo picked up the first blood, and it's just a quite a further there as the telekinesis comes out. Fadebot not even thrown out to secure the kill because he did want to give it over to the Morphlane, and he was just easily able to right-click down onto Gilga. So just getting caught out of position there on the Tiny.
Yeah, I mean, one move can easily talk themselves out of this one. Guys, last time, Yarrow, 5 minutes in, he has 5 kills. We beat him easily. Let's at least give him 2 or 3 so that this guy has a chance.
Yeah,
I don't really think that kind of a disrespect for a TI winner is gonna work out, but you know, at least they can say it between themselves.
Yeah. I'm just looking on the map as well, because it's not an area we're going to be paying that much attention to. But if we look at the bottom right, just in the Radiant Jungle where the outpost is, the wards being shown here, they saw the rotation from the techies into the mid lane, and the Ench sent the Dominator creep, the Enchanted Creeper, one of the Satyrs, just to shadow the techies, because it was being like say on the heels of the techies. You were looking to get the rotation onto Ankred, because Ankred wasn't looking super healthy here. Got those tangos off, got the bottle charge off there as well. But if he'd got the blast off, Lol might have been able to get a kill onto the Storm Spirit. So a really good heads up play there from the Ench, just to shadow the techies with the creep that he got from the Enchantress.
Yep, I mean, they planted the wards towards the bottom lane. They know there's not going to be any rotations coming from top, so they're making sure that they can spot any kind of things coming out from Mira, because he's going to be the one securing the runes. He's going to be the one coming over.
Yeah, and you can see it again in the bottom lane. In terms of farm, probably, in fact, Miposhka on the top lane is going to take a lot of damage here from Gilga, and Gilga, does he have the potential for the kill here? He doesn't have any points into the Avalanche, and Miposhka just trying to keep himself safe here, waiting for his spells to cool down now as well. But the right click's coming out from Gilga, just onto the Rubik. Rubik just needs to move himself right back underneath that tier 1 tower, still taking some punishment here from the Tiny.
But big thing did happen for Team Spirit is that both water runes went towards them. So that's going to allow the Void Spirit to stay even with the Storm from now on. Of course, there is already a lead that has been established, but he's not going to allow that one to increase.
No, and you can see as well, the Wildling Ripper coming out. I love the active for the Hurricane on the Wildling Ripper. Just being able to get the drag back, you know, especially when you're using something like the Enchantress, drag him back into enchant range now as well. Does he go for another one? Because the Monkey King, they're going to be catching up. Looking for the kill onto the techies. The techies gets that quick blast off, dragging himself away here. Mira not going to get the support from the Void, but it looks like they're going to give up the kill onto the techies.
That was half a second from him dying, right? If the Boundless Strike connects while he's readying for the jump, it's a problem, but he does get himself away. Once you get into the jump, even if the Boundless Strike connects, it's not going to be a problem.
Miposhka might have gone a little bit too far here. The vacuum back, and yeah, he was red misting, looking for that kill though. You know, just the absolute jump onto Gilly. He was certain he was going to be able to get it. Goes a little bit too far, and Gilly just breaks vision here. Afterlife, great vacuum back, and able to get a kill underneath the tier 1 tower.
Larl is in trouble.
Would he have the damage? The Simulate comes out, trying to keep him alive, but the Centaur already going to be able to close the gap here. And yeah,
the bonus.
that one. Miru goes down for free afterwards. And Miposhka, he just has to play away after this.
Having a Centaur 1400 HP creep that almost never dies to the tower, just constantly takes those hits. It allows you to die anyway. One move, beautifully done there. They understand that they're stronger here, that the supports are stronger, and they're going for more.
Yeah, Miposhka stepped up, got the deny on the regen rune, but that just opened the window there. Ankrad, maybe not with the mana that, you know, he would have got back from the regen rune, might have been able to get the kill onto Miposhka there, but just had to stop a little bit short of the kill onto the Rubik.
I still have to praise Collapse and Yatoro. The way that they are farming in this one is insane, especially Collapse. He went for a Windlace boost. Those were his first 2 items just to keep himself away from the Monkey King, and it allows him to just CS so nicely. So beautifully done by him to actually be ahead of the Monkey King, a lane that he definitely should have lost.
Oh, Munkushi, he's going to have that salve. It did get cancelled off, yeah. Tried to be cheeky with the mischief there. But the bomb coming through from the techies does cancel off the salve. And yeah, the Windlace as well, as well as the phase boots, just optimizes the damage that he can put out on the trample. So it's just an easy way to kill off Pantomime. Not sure about Munkushi, obviously with the Jingu Mastery coming out from him as well as the Balance Strike, but it is an easier way or a more efficient way to get the kill onto the Ench in this laning stage.
Okay, Collapse is level 6 and he wants to go forward. They know Storm doesn't have enough resources.
Yeah, and well, the Balance Strike comes out. There's the rotation coming out from him. Poshka was that blast off doesn't connect.
Going in.
I think we'll be able to get the kill. Yeah, the Pulverize comes through now as well. The trample damage. And Collapse will be able to take down the Monkey King Munkushi. Even inside the trees, just wasn't able to get away. Just because of the massive gap close coming out from Collapse.
That was just beautiful, knowing that the Storm is half HP, half mana, and that he cannot assist. And then they just bring in Miposhka to go for the kill. This bottom lane is really what's destroying one move here completely, because it shouldn't have gone like this, but it did.
Yeah, and again, going all the way back to the last tour, I think you rarely ever saw, even if he didn't outright win the lane, you know, he Collapse rarely lost the lane. And you're just taking that consistency through into this next tour as well. But you can see that, like you say, that Yatoro, he's pressuring behind the tier 1. If you take a look on the map, pressuring behind the tier 1, so he's having a great time on the lane as well. And now the Storm Spirit will be rotating in. Do they get the kill onto Yatoro here now as well? He's got that waveform if he needs to get himself away, but Aincrad is just going to try and catch up. And Gilga coming in with the Avalanche to toss back again with the Shapeshift. Morphling with the Shapeshift. Is he going to be able to Yatoro? No, the drag back. They get the kill, and yeah, the Attribute Shift wasn't enough to keep him alive.
He just gets taken down there. You just have so much chase on the one move lineup. I thought that Team Spirit are gonna start mass DPing, but maybe Yatoro made a call. Oh, I'm out. They can't kill me. What the hell are they doing? But that was it was pretty obvious that they're gonna run him down. It's gonna take a long time, but eventually he's gonna die.
Yeah, and Lal, while this is going on, Lal's finding some farm. The Monkey King in the mid lane now as well. Munkushi, what does he want to do stepping up? Because the Monkey King... Yeah, Lal, does he actually have a go here up against Munkushi? No, he doesn't. Not with the 2 supports being here now as well to support him. So Lal, he goes for that dive, but he needs to be really darn careful. The Balance Strike comes out. Gilgil was rotating himself away towards that top lane, but with Pantomime protecting here, Monkey King should be fine. In fact, they might even try and go for the kill. The Simulate comes out, and Lal, he's looking for the retreat now as well with the Astral Step, so he will be able to get himself out of danger.
Pantomime waiting for the enchant. He wants to remove the haste, but Larl, really nice presence of mind not to go for that one, to keep it up there and just use his Astral Step into the Simulate to get himself out.
Yeah, into it. Actually, Pantomime's going to be taking a lot of damage now as well. Larl just backs himself away, doesn't want to commit to the kill. Like you say, the enchant coming up with that purge onto the haste, but he was already ways away for that to be. It's a little bit of a bonus here for the Ench, but not a massive impact that you would expect if he was close towards the Radiant tier 1.
Oh, this is just not looking good for one move right now, and the reason is all because of the side lanes. The Storm needs to move, and he would much rather be in the mid lane.
Ooh, look at the gonna be able to get the kill to the Techies though. Techies with the taser, so they get the disarm off. They might be able to get a revenge kill. Ankrad, he wants to carry on going, forcing it away, so Gilgil will survive. But like you say, Collapse, he just takes complete control of the bottom lane. He's got his drums, he's got his boots, he's taking the tier 1 tower, and he just puts the Monkey King in a really awkward position in this lane.
Yep. What Spirit is doing right now is that they know in the side lanes in the 1v1 scenario they're winning. So if someone moves from the mid lane, they strike. If they come to the mid lane, their other 2 cores are farming so well. So it's a bulletproof plan currently.
Yeah, and we'll see what they want to do here. The smoke coming out. They might be looking for the kill onto Collapse, but Collapse still doing a lot of damage for Pantomime before this fight even starts. I mean, the jump in from the Storm Spirit, they might be able to get themselves on top. Mira's still going to be close now as well. Does he want to back up his teammate if he needs to? He's looking for the speed. He's looking for the space.
mana.
Yeah, and Ankrad, he dove a little bit too far. The taser won't connect. But the sticky bomb, that won't connect either. And Ankrad just has to walk himself away.
Oh, they're so helpless, and it comes down to the Darkseer at this point. He has one item, but he's just not nearly strong enough to buff up his team to that point. And look at it. All the lanes are being pressured by Team Spirit. Again, they're going for Yadro, though.
Yeah, really good jump in now as well with the avatars. Do they have enough? The waveform out, but with the Storm Spirit not being here, being able to get the drag back, there's just not enough control. There won't be a vacuum wall being dropped this time here to get the kill onto Yatoro.
One move supports need to get some hate onto them, right? Pantomime needs to be somewhere in the enemy's face. This is the thing, though. There is enough burst damage from Spirit to kill him, but he needs to be able to get the aggression away from the bottom lane tier 2, from the top lane tier 1. Because with every single one of your towers being pressured, your supports are not getting anything anyway. So it's much better that they're dying and enemies using some resources and TPs than you just, you know, doing nothing.
Yeah, and you can see that Lal, he's even going to be able to know the deny. It comes through from the Wild Wing Ripper, so really good there. Again, I haven't said how much I like this Hurricane here on the Wild Wing, but...
No.
Lal, he's found a way to recover, you know, with the teammates rotating in, helping him in this mid lane, and he's found the space. He's not rotating off to match the rotation of the Storm Spirit just yet, but he has found that recovery in the mid lane. Telekinesis comes out, the stun, it actually connects onto the Storm Spirit here as well. Now, Primal Beast, he wants to come in, he's got that pulverized if he needs to get it off there as well. He's just waiting out the avalanche because he doesn't have the BKB just yet. And now even further forward, now Tiny with the toss back onto the Morphlin. Doesn't matter, they get the kill. Oh, do they? The pulverized, that last tick, it would have connected, it would have been enough to get the kill. And Storm Spirit, just the interrupt coming out was enough to keep the Storm Spirit alive.
Gilgir started off a rock fight, but the enemies just have more rocks to throw, it seems like.
It's coming back and forth here now as well. Maposhka, he's even stolen that avalanche. He's going to be able to toss it out for the interrupt on the interrupt. But this means the tier 1 tower, it will go down. Even through the fortification, you know, either through a deny or a last hit, it will go down one way or the other.
Lal is in trouble in the mid lane. He has one step.
Yeah, Ironcrad though, he wants to carry on diving in. Is this enough time and space though for the TPs to come through? I think if Ironcrad, if he'd had the mana for it, one more remnant, he gets the kill there. But again, just to overextend it a little bit with no mana.
At least the status quo is broken. The Primal Beast isn't in the bottom lane any longer, right? Techies was staying there. Mira was trying to force out that lane. But overall, with the status quo being broken, you can at least get the same amount of farm and stop the bleeding. And what one move want to do is continue fighting on the top lane. That's why it's so important that Spirit got that tower down. This is just looking like an amazing start for Spirit. Even though kills are saying 5-2, Spirit are in absolute complete control of the map, of the gold, of everything.
Yeah, and once the Collapse gets his BKB out now as well, because he's already got himself the Ogre, so in fact, they're going to be able to find the jump onto Pantomime. Pantomime can't get himself away from this one. Absolutely no way. Ankred at least gets the regen rune, but it's going to be cancelled off. Yeah, he didn't have it bottled, so the Techies just cancels it off.
Yeah, he just got annoyed that none of the runes went his way, and like, I'm gonna take this one. It lasts for 0 seconds. Aincrad has only gotten one bounty rune in this game, and that's sorry, one water rune, and that's it. Like, I don't know if he got any bounties, but it's obviously a disaster. This bottle of his hasn't done nothing.
No. And yeah, what I was saying about Collapse, you know, he's got that overact. They're even going to be able to make another dive in once again, getting the kill onto Pantomime. And that was out the pulverize being used. So once the BKB pulverize is up, how do you really stop this on the side of one move? Because Collapse, he's just going to run right over you and then keep you in place while the rest of the team burst you down.
You don't. You now need the blink on the Tiny. Gilgir needs to get that one fast, and that's why they're targeting him. You destroyed this timing, you've destroyed everything that one move has.
And I don't know if you saw that there as well on the top lane. Yatoro just able to get the waveform off on the Counter-Strike bottom lane. They're going to be able to get the kill onto Gilgir. Gilgir, no way out of that. And trading off, you know, taking the aggro here, Yatoro on the top lane, just opens up the space for Spirit to rotate around and get a kill onto Gilgir in the bottom part of the map.
Oh, Spirit are systematically taking away everything that one move can do. They crush the top tier 1 tower. That's where one move want to fight. It's over. They crushed the lanes. That's one move wanted the lanes to go longer, but they wanted to be farming close to the enemy heroes. They weren't doing it. They wanted to control the runes. Spirit controlled the runes, and now Blink Dagger on the Tiny, the one thing that that will allow you to make plays, they're going for that as well. One move. If I was on their side, I wouldn't really know what to do right now. You have to get that blink on the Tiny, but he has become a target.
Yeah, no, and you can see that he needs about another 1,000 gold before he's going to be close to getting out more to 900. But Storm Spirit in the mid lane, again, just trying to create some space, find some farm, because there wasn't a major response in the mid lane, but now they're actually going to get the drag back onto Pantomim. Pantomim can survive through this as well with the Nature's Tans they don't want to go to, and they get the kill, they get the damage onto Maposhka, but Maposhka, does he survive? He doesn't. Gilga does get the kill in the end. Ankrad, though, not a lot of mana left, and there's going to be jump in now as well. Lol with the chase, and you can see the double trample damage coming through onto Afterlife as well as Pantomim. Pantomim doesn't survive through this. The vacuum back into the wall with the backlines. Yatoro is going to be able to get the kill onto Pantomim's courier, and they do take down Pantomim more than a second after, but it will be the kill there. Afterlife trying to run himself away. The Wukong command comes out, but Collapse running himself through it. They do still get the kill. Gilga with the tree toss takes down the Primal Beast, and Yatoro now as well needs to run himself away from this.
There's the power of the Darkseer and his first item, the pipe, coming into play. Team Spirit, because of how much stronger they are in terms of network, and they feel it in levels, in everything, that they can go forward, they overextend, and they don't get those kills. They got greedy. They wanted everybody to die. In the end, they only kill one hero, and that is what cost them, because they'll lose 3 in the process.
Yeah, at least the Morphlin survives through that, so the Morph's still going to be able to get himself out. Pantomim, though, the Centaur Stump comes out onto Yatoro, just to rub it in his face.
Yeah, poor Morphlin. Yeah, now you might pay for it.
Yeah, does he come back onto this? I mean, Gilga's going to be here. He's going to be able to get the Tumbler's Toy, the Avalanche Toss coming through now as well. But Yatoro, with the Attribute Shift, there's going to be the Blast Off coming through from the Techies. The Proximity Mine's down. It's not even going to be needed. Yatoro gets the kill. They even take down Pantomim. So, yeah, you tease Yatoro with the Centaur and the Stomp coming through, but you will pay for it.
I mean, Poshka is playing with his life. Yeah, well, he has overplayed it. Yeah. You're up against the Darkseer and the Storm, both of which can get you off the trees, and you're just jumping forward. I think when he saw the Storm, he's like, at that moment, he knew he fucked up, you know? So it's just, let's go forward. Let's create as much space as we can.
Yeah, he just accepts his fate and just says, you know what? Yeah, no, you deserve it. You've earned this kill. I'm not even going to try and, telekinesis or anything like that to try and get away. But Ankrad in the bottom lane. Did they want to try and go Mira? He's got that taser once again. Oh, he doesn't connect with the blast off. And now it might actually put Mira in a little bit of trouble. Ankrad with the damage to get the kill. The Avatos comes through. Or just the toss this time. But they do still get the kill onto Mira.
And it's going to be the Tiny Blink Dagger coming soon. So one move, they're going to get their chances to play the game. Spirit makes a couple of small mistakes that allows one move now to have a play. It's still not a good position for them, but they will have a potential for an aggressive play now, which allows them to play Dota.
And if that blast off with the taser had connected, Yatoro probably dives in. They probably get the kill onto the Storm Spirit. But like you say, just that little bit of an overextension there from the Techies, not connecting. Calculated, but it didn't pay off this time, and they were able to turn around and get the kill onto the Techies.
I'm not even sure that... It's still a tier 2, 18 minutes in. It's dangerous. If Yatoro goes for a waveform in, I don't know if you get out. So that's what I'm afraid of. The chase potential of one move is pretty strong, and you never know if Storm Spirit maybe has a buyback at that point. He buys back, he cleans out 2 of your heroes because you're bleeding. I'm not sure. I didn't like the play to begin with.
Okay, well, looking at the odds from EGB, they do still favor Team Spirit. Like you say, even though the kills go in favor of one move, the net worth is from Spirit, but is that going to last a lot longer? One move, yeah. They're going to go for the smoke. Yatoro is going to be there, and it's going to be the jump in. They get the dive onto the Morphlin. They get the kill now as well. The Blaster comes out. He's going to try and get the waveform away. The wall has been dropped, and he might be able to take the kill. They do take down Gilga. Wukong's command's going to be there, but nobody's trapped inside it now as well. You see Team Spirit just running themselves away, looking for that reset away from the wall, away from the Wukong's command. And this means that it's going to be down. If they take a good fight here, Spirit, it could open up the Roche Pit as well.
Or maybe probably the tier 1 tower.
Yeah.
We'll see how they feel. Actually, they don't feel confident enough with 4 heroes being alive. Collapse is going in.
Yeah, I mean, they've got the backup now as well. He needs to get himself away. The vacuum doesn't connect and the pulverize. He used it onto the Monkey King. Wasn't enough damage. He has to get himself away with the onslaught.
Team Spirit, a little bit too close for comfort every single time there. If Collapse gets pulled back with the vacuum, I'm not sure he gets out of that one alive. Maybe he could go for an instant TP, but, Storm was around the mid lane. Maybe he can get there in time. Who knows? So I'm getting a bit scared here for Spirit. One more overextension and one move might get completely back into the game. And Spirit are always so close to overextending quite a lot.
Yeah, no, this is it. They do play you know, as close to that line as possible without stepping over it. And sometimes they do just get pushed over it by the other team here. And you can see that Yatoro on the bottom part of the map looking to farm, but there is 3 heroes grouped up from one move, so they might look for this jump. Like you said, the Blink Dagger is here for Gilga. If they get a good engage, they could look for a pickoff, but you can see that Spirit, playing it safe this time, just backing themselves away in the mid lane.
Things have changed.
Yeah.
Things have changed. There's an Axe on the Void Spirit, there's a BKB on the Primal Beast. Now, no matter where you fight, no matter how you fight, Spirit are winning. One move have to run.
Smoke breaks. Are they going to try and jump in with the Onslaught? It's actually going to be the Astral Side. They get the catch with the Remnant now as well. Onslaught comes in, the trample damage onto Pantomime. Pantomime, he's just going to disappear.
He's gone, and you're probably looking for more. One move need to get out. So the way that you play now, if you're one move, you have to be on the aggressive. You have to force out those BKB charges on the aggressive. Lose one hero to get yourself out and hope for a good re-engagement to the Darkseer. Or if Spirit are okay with one kill for using their 9-8 second BKB charge or something along those lines, then you're fine with it.
Yeah, and they do get that mid-tier 1 tower here with the Primal Beast. Gilga set up onto the side, though. Does he want to go for the jump in? The Iron Shell's on him, and it looks like they don't want to. Not sure where the rest of Team Spirit are. So in fact, they are aware of where the rest of Team Spirit are, because they have a ward that spots them out. The ping's coming through here, so they might just make this jump happen.
Spirits is everything. They have a ward in the enemy triangle, and they're controlling the bottom part of the map, so they see everything. Good thing for one move is this one ward in the bottom lane that now saw Spirit run away. Now, that mine exploding, that is a big thing that's gonna reveal to Spirit where their enemies are.
Yeah, they might still go. The jump, they're gonna be able to get the kill onto the Rubik. Yes, they do. The Boundless Strike, Mankushi will be able to clean that up, so at least he gets something out of it now as well. But Lol, he actually wants to get himself in the display. The Astral Step through as well. BKB, Gilga, he's going to go down. The backline's wall's been dropped. Yatoro needs to get himself outside of the Wukong's command, but the backline's onto the Storm Spirit. Pulverize comes through, and they get the kill. They take down Yatoro with the... Well, Yatoro gets the double. They take down that Storm, and did he want to try and look to re-engage? Even with the wall being down, even with the Wukong's command, they weren't off now. Mankushi just needs to get himself away from this.
Laurel got stuck with the Dissimulate. If he hadn't, he is gonna be going down. The timing of Team Spirit right now is just too big. They have 2 9-second BKBs, and you know they have the Axe on the Void Spirit. You're not winning that fight.
Yeah, and it looks like Primal Beast, in fact, Mankushi, what was stolen from him there as well, it just looks like it's going to be the Tree Dance, into the Primal Spring, which is still nice for the Rubik, to be able to close that gap, get some vision down there as well, and get a telekinesis off when you're least expecting it. Maybe like onto Pantomime in his triangle.
This could be the time for Miposhka to buy a gem. Right now, that could be the case, because taking vision away from one move, it's gonna make sure that they have nothing to do yet again.
Yeah, and Collapse, he's got that BKB. He's not even used it yet. Still 9 seconds on that BKB here for the Primal Beast.
No reason for him. He understands that the enemies don't really do that much physical damage at this point, and are not going to be doing it for quite some time. So you can definitely be very conservative with your BKB, and I'm liking that he is going for that kind of route. Yeah.
Oh, in the river though. Mira is going to be the target. Was that toss? It's just going to be a straight toss up into the earth. So Gilga will be able to get the kill, but while that's going on, I mean, Lol, he does the damage. He takes down the Storm, and now Lol needs to back himself away. Has an Astral Step if he needs to. Yatoro caught in the wall, going to be slowed down by the Ench as well. And with the Wukong's command coming out, the backing going to be used now as well. But Yatoro just gets himself out with one waveform. He's away, and he can look to disengage if he wants to on the side of Team Spirit. And yeah, Lol, again, one more Astral Step. Remnant gets dropped, gets himself down to the low ground. Gonna go for that TP. Nothing to interrupt. No, not close there. Mankushi, the Bound Strike's still on cooldown, so they weren't able to stop that TP away from Laurel.
So Laurel didn't want the Morphling to get chased down. They didn't want them to force out his 8-second BKB, so he went to the left, right? Even though he could have went to the right Astral Step, probably no one chases him, but there is a chance if him and the Morphling are next to each other running towards the base, that the enemies continue, they catch them with the next round of spells and kill him. So I really like the play there coming out from him.
Yeah, how's the Monkey King doing? Going towards the Desolator after the Echo Saber. Again, 9-second BKB there as well for Mankushi, so it's not looking too bad as Rubik just continues to have a little bit of fun here with the Tree Dance.
Whenever the game is not going well and you have a Monkey King, you have to go for a Deso. It's your best damage item, right? Ideally, if you're doing well, you're not going to do it, but Team Spirit now, they're going to catch him.
Oh, no, the BKB comes out, so he's going to be able to dodge off the run. He's going to be in a little bit of trouble. The right clicks come through to get the kill onto the Rubik, but Gilga will pay the price there, and it did mean that it's going to be the BKB active that 9-second BKB there for the Monkey King will be used.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, it's a 9-second BKB and a 1-for-1. And also, you're going to be walking into the Roach. Without the Wukong's command, one move, their ability to defend this, well, it's very limited. They will have the wall, but until that point, the Roach is most likely going to die. Morphling is a pretty solid hero to take it down.
Yeah, you can see that Phantom is trying to scout it out as much as possible here with the Dark Troll Summoner, but they just clean that up immediately. Trample damage coming through now as well, and Roshan, yeah, they're grouping around it, and one move, they're not even looking to pretend to contest onto this.
Yeah, they can't do much. Your carry is not a hero. You do have a Wukong's command, but you're never gonna get into a good spot because you know that the enemies have so much vision in your triangle. So nice call for one move to just let it go.
Yeah, Monkey King actually queuing up the Scar. No, okay, he did buy out one of the Mithril Hammers. He had that Scar queued up, but like you say, yeah, he wants to go in for that Desolator. Meanwhile, Yatoro, how is he looking? He wants to go towards, it looks like the Hurricane Pike for the Morphling.
Yeah, you are playing against the wall, you are playing against the Wukong's command, so you want to have a little bit more mobility, so I definitely like it.
Yeah, and we saw in that last one as well, like you say, that he was able to get himself away, but with the Ench slow, you know, there was the Avalanche that maybe comes out if he doesn't want to use that BKB. Just be able to Hurricane Pike himself out of danger. Collapse now. He's going to use that BKB, it looks like, finally, to get himself out of this. You want to try and re-engage. He's going to be diving Lyle as well with the silence. Maybe trying to go on to Pantomim. Techi's coming through, dropping those mines, but they've got a lot of damage here. On to Lyle. Lyle, can he get himself out with a Dissimulate? Once again, the Astrotep comes through for the chase out from Aincrad. Aincrad has that BKB. They want to carry on going now as well. The Yulstead comes out, and Lyle eventually, will he go down? Yes, he will. Munkushi picks up that kill, but Mira with a quick blast off there, and Techis just gets himself out, and they only get the kill onto Lyle.
Oh, Laurel's spell usage there was so great. He left the Remnant, he used himself up. Aincrad loses the BKB, and he almost gets out because he got given a mech as well. But in the end, wasn't enough.
Oh, Yatoro, he steals the Monkey King's form. He's going to be able to come in with Violent Strike, doing the damage, even through the BKB there as well. It was just way too much. Munkushi won't survive, and Yatoro wants to carry on going. The chase down, the mobility being offered by the Tree Dancers. He's going to be able to get the kill. Meanwhile, in the river, do they take down Collapse? Collapse will go down with his BKB being down here. And Yatoro just trying to do what he can with the Monkey form to catch up with the Tree Dance, with the Balance Strike as well. He gets the Balance Strike off onto the edge. Does he have the damage to get the kill? The waveform now as well, but the Horse Staff Pantomim looking for that TP, but the Adaptive Strike, it gets thrown out, and Yatoro gets the kill. Triple kill there for the Morph.
That's the reveal of the Aghanim Scepter. So you finished that one off first. Actually, it was already flying to him when we were talking about the Hurricane Pike. And whenever you're playing against a agility hero and you take his form away, not only do you cripple him, but you give yourself 70 attack speed and also 20% of your enemy's agility. So that just makes the Morphling an insane right clicker.
Yeah, and he wasn't scared about getting involved in that there as well. He did still have that Aegis. So, like you said, he was just in and around the... wanted to get into the fracas and do the damage where he could, and triple kill coming out from Yatoro, just the mangoes coming out now as well for that extra mana. He's looking really big at the minute, and Munkushi, how he's got that Desolator going towards the Skadi, you know, how do one move try and play around this Morphling now?
Well, one move, what they're waiting for now is the Blink on Afterlife. This is kind of the item that gave him the victory in their first series that they have played in the tournament, with the combo of the Tiny and the Dark Seers. So they're coming to a point where they're gonna be very strong in team fights, despite Yatoro countering the Monkey and still inside of the Wukong's command. Those monkeys are gonna hurt.
Yeah, Tizu Tower being pressured here though. What are they gonna be able to catch out? It was just an illusion.
Yeah, they destroyed it. They destroy the Collapse illusion. It stood no chance, but now they know exactly where they are.
And the Enchantress disappears about as quickly as that illusion from Collapse did. So this opens up, and the fortification will be used here from the start of one move. There are still tier 2 towers on the sidelines as well, which it looks like those are Team Spirit's next objectives.
I'm actually surprised the Team Spirit didn't buy a gem in this one, because the vision of one move is still allowing them to have some kind of a presence outside of the map and go for hunting. And Team Spirit, the way that they have been systematically taking away everything for one move, I thought that was going to be their next approach.
Yeah, I mean, well, maybe. I mean, they could still go for that if they wanted to. Void just pushing out the top lane, but do you put it, I mean, oh God, Primal Beast, he's got himself the Boots of Burn here as well. I was going to say, do you put it, get a gem on the Primal Beast, or do you want to just be putting that onto maybe the Rubik that is going to be sitting back?
It doesn't matter. Oh, Storm jumps in with a BKB.
Big vacuum back as well into the wall as well. The Wukong's command comes out. Can they get this kill onto Yataro? Collapse. He wants to get himself into the middle of this. The pulverize coming through with the BKB. He's going to be doing a lot of damage to buyback from the techies. Yataro gets low, but again, he still has the Aegis for the next 27 seconds. So he's just saying, yeah, okay, come in and kill me. Just let me refresh, get himself right back into this fight. And they do take down 2. They even get the kill onto Acolyte. The drive back now as well. Gilga trying to get himself away, but he's going to be jumping here from Yataro. He's got that Vortex with that Storm Spirit form, and Gilga's going to get really down low. Is it enough to get the kill though? Gilga, they get the kill. They might be Lol a little bit overextended. They pop that Aegis though. Yulsept comes out. Did he get the kill into Lol? But the Simulate, he's trying to get himself away from this. Gilga, the chase down now as well, but no, he's got himself the ghost set. There's going to be another pulverize.
Beautiful!
The techies, they're absolutely cleaning up here. 4 heroes dead. The buyback Gilga, the only one left alive, and I think this is going to be at least... It's going to be at least 1 lane of racks, right? Did he even just go straight for the tier 4s with these heroes being dead?
No, you don't do it. That's too much. You're gonna get a lane of racks and you get a tier 2 on the bottom lane. Those are the objectives that you're gunning for if you're Team Spirit currently. You got a perfect fight. You're not gonna throw this game away. Yataro? Okay, he just turns into the Tiny to make sure that he has the status resistance. But if you continue showing your supports and they die, then maybe you just lose the game here.
Yeah, no, the drive back comes out here. Panzerman trying to do the best with the nature to tend to keep himself alive, but the pulverize comes out. The damage is going to be way too much. Even with... Is it going to be... No, it is. It's going to be able to get the kill. And I was looking there at maybe, trying to keep himself alive, but it doesn't matter. Darkseer wasn't even able to get close with Guardian Greaves. And they just clean up a lane of racks and back themselves away. Double damage unit on the bottom part of the river here as well. Will be spotted by the courier.
While this was happening, Afterlife TP to the bottom lane and pushed out that big wave there. So he made sure that their tier 2s still survive. Team Spirit, of course, are gonna have a connection towards the top part of the map, but it's that tier 2 is not that important. It gives some kind of an access point to Roche from one move, but not really a great one.
Yeah, and... Oh, look at this Yataro. He's got himself a double damage rune. He's getting close to that Satanic Collapse. He's looking for the jump in. Who does he actually catch out? Nobody. But Ankrad's going to be making the move. He has the boots burn up. Has those available to him if he wants to use the BKB as well. So Primal Beast going towards that Hex next.
Darkseer Blink. That is one thing that Spirit might need to be afraid of, and immediately there's a smoke from one move. It was under vision and they know it, so it's very hard to make a decision right now if you're one move. Do we go forward or do we back?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they want to carry on going for it. They might be able to get the catch out onto Lal and Mira, moving themselves away here. And yeah, Void Spirit, you want to go, the dive comes in now as well. The pulverize is going to be there without the BKB though, and now Collapse. He's going to go for it. The Wukong's command does come out, but Monkey
he's crushing him.
Taking way too much damage. Yeah, Yataro with the double damage rune. He's going to be able to take the Monkey King down absolutely no problems. Double kill here for the Morphin. They can carry on going for even more if they want to. Tiny in the trees, but it doesn't matter. The toss away. They still get the kill. They still have the damage, and they still take him down.
Oh, unfair amount of damage coming out from the Morphling. You're inside of your Wukong's command. You think, oh, I have 24 bonus armor. He has 1 billion damage, my friend. He just rips you apart. Look at him. He almost has 700 damage. It's insane. And the attack speed, I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, and he got the Satanic while that fight was going on as well, so if he did get into real danger, he was able to pop that and heal himself right back up if he needed to. And again, 3 heroes dead on the side of one move. Collapse already in the base. He's already looking, hunting for more. He gets that. The vacuum comes out. Not going to be able to get the full pulverize out onto Stones, where it doesn't matter. Lol still gets the kill with the E-Blade. They do the damage. They take down 4 heroes on the side of one move, and this looks like it's going to be a second lane of racks here for the side of Spirit.
Yeah, I mean, one move, they still have this team fight. It was shown that... I mean, Spirit, you can see Morphling has a bottle. He's gonna find another DD if you allow this to go any longer, and he's gonna crush you. But Spirit actually have no reason to get out of the base. They probably want to stay here, force out maybe a spell or two, and then reset, get the Roche. If you would be able to force out a wall in the enemy base, then Roche is free.
And already you see that in the top part of Miposhka already starting to push up this lane. He's already looking towards that tier 2 tower. He's already setting up his teammates to you'll be able to get that so quickly. Prioritize this. Maybe look for... I mean, how far... Roche, yeah, 5 seconds away. They can't set up for this. Mira drops a proxy mine, so there's going to be the remnant there as well. They're going to have the vision. And how do one move? Can they even contest into this?
I kind of feel like they have to. Waiting on the high ground is not great with the Monkey King. You don't have many places to hide, and it's going to be very easy for your opponents to know where you are. So if I was them, I'd run in there, even though it means that you're going to lose the fight and lose the game. You have 1% chance of winning. Once the Roche falls, that falls to almost 0.
Okay, and we'll see. I mean, this is only the second Roche, 35 minutes in, so it's going to be the Shard coming out for Roche. Do you give this over to Maposhka? It looks like Yatoro already has his. Taki's already has his as well, so Shard-wise, I assume you do give it over to the Rubik?
Yep.
Yeah.
I do. They went for a smoke, but they were just a little bit too late. They're still coming out of the map. Look at the scan. They know. They know the enemies cannot fight in the base. They have to fight here. It's very easy for Team Spirit right now. You send in Yadro, you force them to come back, and they're gonna come to the low ground. That's where they lose.
Yeah, you can see Pantomime, he's already got that Glimmer Cape, trying to get that dive in the backline, so Ankrod's he's got that BKB going, they're going to be able to get the kill onto the Rubik. Rubik's down, the gem is on the deck. What can they do though? I mean, Mira's could have taken a lot of damage down, but no, never mind. He gets off the taser, the wall gets dropped, but look at this, the jump in and the Morphblades, you're just going to be able to get everyone dragged back with the Vortex, stealing that Storm Spirit form and Kushi, the BKB form, but the right click time to come through from Yatoro, even inside the Wukong's commands, the Monkey King just has to TP himself away, and the only survivor from that fight as Team Spirit just clean up, the GG comes out, and Collapse going to celebrate there with the BKB, and nothing that One Move can do after that final fight.
I really like the move coming out from One Move there at the end. You have nothing else to do. The thing is, the Team Spirit are a good enough team. They were focused enough not to get caught off guard by that one. But if you stay in your base, you lose 100%. Here, you might have a chance of going for a fight. They get a solid initiation, but the difference in power is just way too big. And Team Spirit were ready for a move like that. But overall, it shows growth, right? When a team, of course, they have been in Division 1, some of these players for a bit longer, but it shows growth that these players can get to tier 1 level, not tier 1 only in their region, but tier 1 and one day get to the major. So I'm loving it. In the end, Team Spirit though, in this game, they were clean, they knew what they were doing, and they were just taking everything away from One Move until one point it was just impossible to lose.
Yeah, and again, you've got to hand it to One Move taking that second game, coming into this third game as well. They weren't scared. They were showing respect to Team Spirit, but they were giving it a good go. 22 kills on the side of One Move as well. That is a good showing. They had some great rotations, some great game plans in there, and like you say, Team Spirit, they just showed that they're a step ahead in the series, but giving it up to One Move. If they can play and put the pressure on like they did in the second game, like the fight that they showed in this third game, again, it's going to be another decent tour for them. And there's no reason that they can't contest, maybe try and push up, because Hellraisers have gone through a couple of changes. They might not be as comfortable coming into this tour. And it's up to the teams to blow them to push into that third place, and look for to put the pressure onto the teams above them. And that's exactly what One Move did today.
I kind of can't wait for the Team Spirit vlog, because every single time they lose a game and they get asked a question like what happened in that game, they feel like like children answering, and they give very short, concise answers. Well, I personally didn't like our draft, and then we didn't really itemize too well, so we lost the game, and then they just move forward to the next question. So I'm kind of hoping to hear their thoughts on that game, but overall, Spirit were solid today, but this is the same Spirit as we saw in the previous Division 1. So nothing great, but in the end, when it comes to the major, they are the best team in their region. And that is their approach to Dota, which, you can like, you can hate, but they're definitely giving us more fun games than, let's say, Bedboom, who, when they're playing against the weaker team, they just go 100% all in and try to win as fast as possible.
Yeah, a little bit disappointed with Batboom showing at the major.
Yep.
I think they were. I don't know. Okay, so I heard that two of the players had they were sick coming into the final couple of days of the groups, but everyone know, or at least I think they're way better than what they showed at the major, and if they do get through again, they hopefully show. But again, Team Spirit this time, they showed why they're such a strong team in this series.
They only just now started playing together, and they don't have that much experience under their belt. When you don't have an experienced captain, you can very easily. Someone is going to say Toronto Toke is an experienced captain because he won TI. No, not really. It's not on par with puppies and the no tails and the Kurokis of this world. Of course, now we have new ones, Celery and stuff like that. But overall, they don't have that experience. So you're crushing everybody. But when you lose the game, when you stop crushing everybody, are you going to continue playing well? Probably not. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and hope that in the next major, if they do make it, and we do think that they will, they're going to be doing better.
Yeah, and guys, this is going to be it for the first series of the day, but you will have Gareth and Trent taking over here for VP versus Hellraiser, so stick around. The action isn't done, but me and Hurry are done for the day. We will see you on Thursday, I do believe, but for now, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in a couple of days. But stick around for VP versus Hellraisers after this break.